Predictive Capitalism, Identity for Access. Welcome back. I'm Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and this is the Predictive AI series. When we talk about capitalism, we often focus on money, how it's made, spent, and accumulated. But in the digital age, the currency is no longer just dollars. It's your identity. The most valuable asset you have today isn't your savings or your credit score. It's your digital identity, the data that defines who you are across every platform, every app, every interaction. And in a world driven by predictive algorithms, that identity isn't just about who you are now. It's about who you're expected to become. Predictive capitalism isn't about selling you things you need. It's about selling you things you will need. It's about using your past behavior to forecast your future decisions and then offering you solutions at just the right moment. But here's the kicker. Those solutions aren't tailored to your needs. They're tailored to their bottom line. Your identity, packaged in data, is sold, resold, and used to make predictions about how much money you'll spend, what you'll buy, and when you'll act. This is what's happening right now. We live in a world where the price of entry isn't just a subscription or a credit card number. It's your life data. And it's being harvested without your explicit consent, often under the guise of convenience or security. From the moment you log into an app, your preferences, habits, interests, and personal connections are collected. Every click, swipe, and scroll feeds a model that predicts your next move. Your identity is transformed into a dataset, and that dataset is sold to the highest bidder. But the implications go far beyond targeted ads. In a predictive capitalist system, access to goods, services, and even relationships is contingent on the data profile you create. This doesn't just happen on social media, it happens in real life. When you apply for a loan, the bank doesn't just look at your credit score. It looks at your social behavior, your purchase history, your online reputation. Your digital identity is now the key that unlocks or locks doors in the physical world. Let's take a closer look at how this works. Imagine you apply for a job. In the past, the employer might have looked at your resume, your qualifications, and your work history. But now, your potential employer isn't just interested in your skills. They want to know how often you post on social media, who you interact with, and what kind of content you engage with. They look at your digital footprint, and your social capital becomes a measure of your worth as an employee. But it doesn't stop with job applications. In predictive capitalism, your entire life is rated. From the books you read to the conversations you have, every action feeds into your digital score. It's not just about your financial standing anymore. It's about your emotional value. How likely are you to make a purchase? How likely are you to share a recommendation? How likely are you to vote in a way that aligns with corporate interests? And the worst part? You have little to no say in how this data is collected, stored, and used. You are being rated on a scale you didn't consent to, and that rating affects everything from your ability to secure a loan to the ads you see every day. This is the rise of digital serfdom. You're being scored not on your worth as a person, but on your worth as a consumer. The more aligned you are with what's being sold to you, the higher your value. The more you engage with products, share data, and comply with the predictive models designed for you, the better your score. But the moment you step out of line, the moment you stop buying what the system is selling, you fall. Your access diminishes. You become less of a valuable customer and more of a liability. Take social media as another example. To access certain features, apply for jobs, or even find a date, your social media identity is the new resume. You're rated based on how much you engage, how many followers you have, and how valuable your network is. If you're not generating enough engagement on your posts, you're deprioritized, suppressed, or blocked. This is not about freedom of expression. It's about the economic value of your identity. In the predictive capitalist system, you don't just participate in these platforms. You are used by them. And now, this isn't just happening in the digital realm. As companies and governments continue to intertwine their interests, your identity isn't just a collection of data. It's a means to opt in or opt out of society. For example, in countries like China, the government has already started experimenting with systems that tie your social credit score to access to basic services, your ability to travel, to get loans, to shop in certain stores. Your social behavior, your compliance with social norms, is now a metric that determines your place in the economic and political order. In the predictive capitalist model, your consent doesn't matter. Your data doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the companies who harvest it. And they are not shy about using it to predict and control your behavior. Every time you make a purchase, you're not just buying a product. You're giving a company more data to fuel the system that profits from you. The more predictable you are, the more valuable you become, but only if you remain within the system's boundaries. Now let's zoom in on a deeper layer. Your digital identity isn't static. It's malleable, and it's evolving in real time based on your behavior, your data, and the way your actions are interpreted. This means that your identity can be shaped not only by your choices, but by the choices the system makes about you. If your actions deviate from the model, you're flagged as high risk, low value, or even potentially dangerous to the system's interests. The system isn't just watching you, it's designing you. Predictive capitalism thrives on your compliance with these invisible algorithms. You're encouraged to provide more data, share more content, engage more often. And with every action, you're further entrenched in the system. But what happens when you stop complying? What happens when you opt out? The system punishes noncompliance by withholding access, decreasing your visibility, or even blocking your voice entirely. Your digital identity is being molded into something the system can profit from, and it demands your ongoing participation. If you refuse, you're left behind. Your access to opportunities, services, and even basic rights can be stripped away simply because you're no longer deemed profitable enough to serve. This isn't just about social media or shopping habits anymore. This is about the foundation of your existence in a world ruled by predictive algorithms. Every element of your identity is now a data point to be monetized. And in this world, you aren't just an individual anymore. You're a profile, a collection of behaviors, reactions, and patterns built to predict what you'll do next, what you'll buy, and who you'll become. This is the essence of predictive capitalism. Your identity is not a right, it's a resource, and it's one that's being mined and sold without your full awareness or consent. Your value is determined not by your contributions to society, but by your alignment with the system's expectations and predictions. So how do we resist this digital commodification of our very selves? First, start by recognizing that your identity is being shaped by external forces. You don't own your digital identity unless you make conscious efforts to control it. Start setting boundaries with the platforms that collect your data. Understand what you're consenting to when you sign up for an app or service. Second, take control of your data. Use privacy tools, disable location tracking, and minimize the personal information you share. Demand transparency from companies that harvest your data and push for regulations that protect consumers from privacy exploitation. Third, begin to see beyond the predictable. Challenge the system by breaking out of your own algorithmic bubble. Engage with content that doesn't align with your usual interests. Follow accounts that challenge your viewpoints. The more you disrupt the system's predictions about you, the more power you reclaim over your identity. Finally, remember that you are not the product. Your identity, your actions, and your future should never be owned by an algorithm. Reclaim your personal sovereignty by becoming aware of the forces that are trying to control you. Take back your digital freedom, because in the end, predictive capitalism may define the marketplace, but it should never define who you are. Hi, I am Adeline Atlas, 11 times published author, and SOS, School of Soul has a brand new series, the AI and Future Technology series. Look, you know the world is changing, and no, it's not going back to normal. Normal is over, and what's coming next is beyond anything we were prepared for. The School of Soul, AI and Future Technology series includes 319 videos on 1. The Download Society, How Data Has Replaced Destiny. 2. Predictive Future. Your next moves aren't random, they're forecasted. 3. Social Credit Systems. The behavioral economy now governs access. 4. Hive Mind. Synthetic telepathy and collective algorithmic control. 5. Nanobots inside you. Medical, military, and programmable intrusions. 6. Grief Tech. AI-fueled digital resurrection and simulated comfort. 7. Uploading your mind, consciousness transfer, and data-based identity. 8. Deep fakes plus AI clones, the replication of reality and identity theft. 9. Quantum humans, the merger of biology with quantum systems. 10. Digital afterlife, where your data goes when you die. 11. Resurrection science, reviving life through synthetic methods. 12. Immortal science, the end of death as we know it. 13. Longevity science, gene editing, anti-aging, and bio-upgrades. 14. Designer babies, engineered perfection before birth. 15. Artificial wombs, birth decoupled from the female body. 16. 3D printing, printing organs, limbs, and even humans. 17. The humanoid era, the rise of synthetic beings among us. 18. Legacy humans, the slow phase-out of unmodified analog people. 19. Smart cities, algorithmic environments that watch and decide. 20. Cloud-based societies, citizenship without borders or bodies. 21. Hackable humans, emotion, memory, and behavior under code. 22. Biometric scanning, your body is your password and your prison. 23. Sex tech, intimacy reprogrammed by machines. 24. Extinction of gender, fluidity, deletion, and design of identity. Every topic is fully explored with real-world technologies, patents, case studies, ethical analysis, and future forecasts. These aren't someday discussions. This is already happening. Join the SoS School of Soul Vault to overstand the future before it's implemented on you.